Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
This fish keeping live stream is also presented to you by Aquascapeonline. Aquascapeonline is run by Pedro Villegas. Aquascape specializes in piranhas, freshwater stingrays, and other South American exotic fish. Check out aquascapeonline.com for a full stock list and to see what you can purchase. Alex thanks Aquascapeonline for the support.
Welcome to the incredible world of the Amazon, home to a diverse range of aquatic and rainforest animals. Get ready to encounter the fearsome piranhas, known for their sharp teeth and ferocious feeding frenzies. Witness the breathtaking beauty of the macaws, with their vibrant feathers and melodious calls echoing through the rainforest. Come face to face with the mighty anacondas, the largest snakes in the world, as they navigate their way through the Amazon's waterways. Meet plenty of other aquatic and rainforest creatures from the Amazon. Ready to dive deeper into the wonders of the Amazon? Join Alex right now from the Amazon. Life in Amazon goes live in.
Hello, fish keepers! Welcome to a brand new episode of Life in the Amazon. I'm your host, the one and the only South American fish keeper, Alex CARDINALE. Tonight on Life in the Amazon, we are going to talk about one of South America's most popular residents. We're going to talk about one of South America's and the Amazon River's most popular fish all around the world. This fish that naturally resides in South America and the Amazon River is popular all around the world in the aquarium hobby. It is one of my personal favorite fish, and it is a species of cichlids that I really enjoy keeping. I have kept this fish for many years. I, of course, am talking about the very personable, the very intelligent, and the very food-orientated and hungry Oscar cichlid. The Oscar cichlid is one of the most popular cichlid from South America. They are very, very cool fish. They have interesting personalities. They are very smart, and they can get to know their owner, and they love to beg for food. So to many people, myself included, Oscar cichlids are like the aquatic puppies of the aquarium hobby. So tonight on Life in the Amazon, we are going to be discussing the ever so popular Oscar cichlid. I'm going to go over some information on everything you need to know about the Oscar cichlid, and then I'm going to share some photos and videos of the beloved Oscar cichlid. So the Oscar cichlid's scientific name is Astronotus ocellatus, and there are a couple of different types of Astronotus, which we're going to learn here today on this episode of Life in the Amazon. So I would like to thank everyone for watching today's episode, whether you're watching us live or you're catching the replay of this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Life in the Amazon. So currently, right now, I have two Oscar cichlids. I have a common Oscar, which is basically a wild type Oscar cichlid. It's a kind of Oscar that you'll see in the wild, but it's been bred for the aquarium hobby. And I've got an albino tiger Oscar. And soon I'll be getting a wild-caught Trinidad Oscar from Aquascapeonline. And I'll also be getting another albino Oscar from a good friend of mine. So if you haven't kept Oscars yet, I highly recommend keeping them. They are a very personable, intelligent fish, and you'll enjoy keeping the Oscars. They are a very rewarding fish to keep and care for. With that being said, let's go ahead and get this episode started. This might be one of my shorter episodes of Life in the Amazon, but it's going to be a very fun, informal, and awesome show where you'll learn about Oscar cichlids. So here is some information about Astronotus Oscar cichlids. Now, the following information I'm going to give you is being mentioned from a Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine article on Astronotus Oscars. This article was from the summer of last year, July-August 2023 edition, and it has a lot of great information on Astronotus Oscars. So I'm going to read this article, and it's going to give you a lot of information on Oscar cichlids. Now, in their native range of South America, Oscars are found in 8 countries: Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, French Guiana, Paraguay, Peru, and Venezuela. They are mainly distributed in the main courses of the 3 most important river drainages: the Orinoco, Amazon, and piranha. These fish have also been widely introduced outside their natural habitat, with feral populations found in Florida and Puerto Rico. Yes, that's right. There are feral Oscars here in South Florida. I can go out and catch some Oscars here in South Florida, Miami, West Palm Beach, etc. So you will find Oscars in South America, 8 countries in South America, with 3 important river drainages: the Orinoco, the Amazon, and the Piranha. Now, in their natural distribution, Oscars are valued food fish for locals who fish them with long gill nets, line and hook, bow and arrow, and spears. Oscars are also important in aquaculture. And of course, Oscars are extremely popular in the aquarium hobby. Oscars are essentially lowland fish, not exceeding 250 meters above sea level, that inhabit large rivers, culverts, lagoons, and floodplains with sand or mud bottoms. They are known to inhabit the margins of permanent waters, living in calm or slow-moving water among tangles of roots and fallen trees. And it is thought that, like many other medium to large cichlids from the same river systems, for example, Petrophyllum angelfish, Cypisodon discus, Herosebrums, Mesonota festivums, and Walrus, that Oscars migrate into the flooded forest to breed during the rainy season. Water conditions in their wild habitats are variable and include clear, white, and black waters, but all essentially measure low in hardness, with a pH in the 5.8 to 7.3 range, depending on the river and the season. Oscars are sometimes found in water with low oxygen content. Oscars are social fish found regularly in groups when young, but establishing hunting territories when large. They have been described as fishivorous. However, as you may notice, they don't have a specialized morphology to feed on other fish and are better described as mostly carnivorous. Now, a couple of wild-caught Oscars had their stomach examined. So they examined the stomach of 21 Astronotus mycology, ranging in size from 5 to 12 inches, and in their stomachs they attained aquatic and terrestrial invertebrates, crabs, fish, scales, and also fruits and seeds. Now in 1990, another scientist by the name of Win Millery examined 176 specimens of the same species from 2 to 8 inches, which had consumed 19% fish, 28% aquatic insects, 30% terrestrial insects, and 3% crustaceans. The remaining 20% is not described. Now, Oscars are described as slow swimmers with smooth, seemingly uninterrupted movements as they examine roots of floating aquatic plants for cryptic insects and fish. They can also be found during the day looking for food under the large floating meadows common in the Amazon. So large floating meadows are large patches of floating grass that give refuge to many organisms, while at nighttime they take shelter in the flooded forest. All Oscars have a bright ocellated black blotch, also known as an eye spot, and this eye spot is near the base of the caudal fin. It has been found that this blotch has evolved to prevent fin-eating piranhas from finding their tails. The tails with dense escalation are masked and confuse piranhas as to whether it is the head they are seeing. It was proved that other large cichlids without the ocelli show more extensive fin damage than Oscars. So other cichlids in South America have an eye spot as well. Other South American cichlids have an ocelli as well, and that would include cichlids like cichla, peacock bass. That would also include cichlids like Crentis cichla, pike cichlids. So cichla, peacock bass, pike cichlids, and Astronotus oscars are the 3 South American cichlids that have an eye spot on their tail and their caudal fin so that it distracts piranhas and it confuses piranhas because it makes the piranha think that that's the fish's head. Very smart. So oscars start breeding at the beginning of the rainy season, which right now is the beginning of the rainy season because in South America, the rainy season begins in May and early June. Pairs mate and choose a flat surface in relatively shallow water to place their spawn. Now, in the aquarium, oscars become sexually mature when they are about 4 inches in length. According to literature, the nearly identical sexes start to differentiate at some point, with dominant or courting males developing more bulging lips and intense coloring of the scales in the caudal ocelli and unpaired fins. Now, oscars have been in the aquarium hobby for a long time. Oscars are longtime inhabitants of aquariums. They were first imported in Berlin back in 1929 by the company Scholz and Paschke, who sold 3 specimens to the Berlin Aquarium. In 1933, they were imported in Germany from the Amazon main channels. Breeding reports in captivity came soon after that. So, the Oscar cichlid has been in the aquarium hobby for nearly 100 years now. In 2029, the Oscar cichlid will have been in captivity in aquaria for 100 years. That is incredible to think about. So in 1929, we can celebrate the 100th anniversary of Oscars being in the aquarium hobby. Very, very cool. So Oscars are diagnosed by a combination of characteristics. among them the dorsal, ventral, and caudal fins being covered with scales, an oval shape, the lower jaw being longer than the upper jaw, and a rounded tail. Another characteristic not mentioned at the time was the presence of 3 anal spines. Today, there are 3 species of Astronotus with clear geographical limits accepted. There's the common Oscar, which is the Astronotus ocellatus. That is the Oscar that is most commonly seen in the aquarium hobby, and that was described in 1831 by Agassiz for the Amazon River Basin population. So the Astronotus populations for the Amazon River are Astronotus ocellatus, that is your common tiger Oscar. Then you have my favorite Oscar, which is the bumblebee Oscar, Astronotus crassipennis, which was described by Haeckel in 1840 for the Paran River drainage and Kapara River populations, and the recently described Astronotus McKilgey, which was described 2 years ago in 2022 for Orinoco River populations. So today in 2024, there are believed to be 3 species of Astronotus: Astronotus ocellatus, Astronotus crassipennis, the bumblebee Oscar, and the Astronotus McKilgey. Now, I haven't kept a bumblebee Oscar yet, but I definitely will. And I have not kept the McKilgey Oscar yet, but I will as well. I have kept several types of Astronotus ocellatus, including wild-caught variants. I've kept wild Oscars from Peru, wild Oscars from Brazil, and now I'll be keeping a wild Oscar from Trinidad, although I'm not sure what species of Trinidad Astronotus would be. And I've also kept the aquarium-bred Oscars, like your tiger Oscars, your red Oscars, and your albino Oscars. Now, even with those 3 species that I just mentioned, the taxonomy for Astronotus is messy and not fully resolved. For example, over the years, several populations of Astronotus ocellatus in the Amazon drainage have been proposed as part of the bumblebee Oscar, Astronotus crassipennis, with no clear limits. During the description of the more recent species that was described 2 years ago in 2022, Astronotus McKilgey, the authors have recurred to a combination of skeletal differences, mainly in the otolith ear stones, that allow fish to hear and keep balance. Ear stones are commonly used by ichthyologists to identify species. Morphologically, the new species is just marginally different from Astronotus ocellatus and Astronotus crassipennis, mainly in average values, with 1-digit percent differences of the snout, head depth, and eye sizes, which means that a regular hobbyist or observer would not likely be able to tell it apart from the common Oscar by following the diagnosis and looking at it. Based on their genetic comparisons, the authors of Astronotus McKilgey suggested that there are 5 species of Astronotus, and 2 of them are currently undescribed. And that was a wonderful article from Tropical Fish Hobbyist, published last summer in July, August of 2023. A lot of great information was just given out on the Astronotus Oscar cichlid, one of the most popular fish in South America. All right, so right now let's talk about the different types of Oscar cichlids. So there are a couple of different types of Oscars out there. So now we're in the fun part of our show today. Up first, we've got the common Astronotus ocellatus. This is the regular Oscar that has been in the aquarium hobby for nearly 100 years. So we have the Astronotus oscillatus. Here is the common Astronotus oscillatus, also known as a common Oscar. And this is what a wild-caught Astronotus oscillatus will look like. So the wild-caught Caribbean Oscars, Brazilian, Venezuelan Oscars will look just like this one. And if you're buying an Oscar that's labeled as a common Oscar at your local fish store, this is what they'll grow up looking like. It's a very beautiful wild type Oscar cichlid, very, very beautiful. And that is what a wild caught Oscar Astronotus oscillatus will look like when it matures. But the tank bred and tank raised Astronotus oscillatus are even more beautiful. For example, Astronotus oscillatus features this beautiful red tiger Oscar. Look at the colors on red tiger Oscars. Super red, really bright red, beautiful colors. Cannot go wrong with the colors on the beautiful red tiger Oscars. They're very beautiful. And then you've got the red Oscar, which is basically a selective bred Oscar to have intense red throughout the body. These are very beautiful. They're also known in the aquarium hobby as copper Oscars or golden Oscars. But I am very old school. I've grown up as a fish keeper in the 90s, and in the 90s they were known simply as red Oscars. But today they're known as red Oscars, gold Oscars, copper Oscars, etc. And then we've got the ever so popular albino tiger Oscar. So over here, right by my face, we have a juvenile albino Oscar. Now, 9 times out of 10 in the aquarium hobby, albino Oscars end up being Latino Oscars. Now, what is a Latino Oscar? A Latino Oscar is an Oscar that was born with no pigmentation, so it doesn't have fully black color. But a Latino Oscar will get black on the fins, like the Oscar over to my left, the bigger Oscar in this picture. They get black on their fins. But albino Oscars and Latino Oscars are all very beautiful. They are very stunning fish. So those are your regular Astronotus oscillatus. And then we've got the bumblebee Oscar cichlid, a very rare and expensive Oscar. These will not cost you $10 for a juvenile. They will not cost you $50 for an adult like an ordinary Oscar would. They will cost you about $40 for a juvenile and probably close to $100 for an adult. And the reason being, bumblebee Oscars are exclusively only wild caught. They are not captive bred yet. I'm sure in 10 years or so, the bumblebee Oscar will be captive bred, but it is not right now. So they are exclusively wild caught. They come from places like Brazil and Venezuela, and they're very, very cool. That's a unique looking Oscar, if I must say myself. Very beautiful Oscar, in my personal opinion, as well. I love the looks of the bumblebee Oscar. And then we've got an Oscar that was described 2 years ago, and it is the Astronotus McColgie cichlid. This is a very beautiful Oscar as well. As a matter of fact, to me, all Astronotus Oscars are beautiful. So those are the types of Oscar cichlids. And now, enough of me talking and enough of me giving out information on Oscar cichlids. It is now time to see photos and videos of these bad boys. It is now time to see photos and videos of Oscar cichlids. So here is a photo of an adult tiger Oscar. There is another tiger Oscar in the background, and there is an adult red Oscar in the background as well. Very pretty fish. Lots of great color. I love Oscars. Now here is another adult red Oscar. Notice when red Oscars get large, they get like a cinnamon look to them. Very, very cool. Very pretty Oscar cichlid. Here is another red Oscar. Now notice that red Oscars are going to differ from individual to individual. One red Oscar might have orange color, but another might have like a gold color, hence why they are known as gold Oscars as well. They are very, very beautiful. And then here is a tank-raised tiger Oscar. Very beautiful fish. You have to say that Oscars are gorgeous, very beautiful, intelligent, and they love to eat. Very, very cool. Here is a very beautiful adult albino Oscar. Looks like it's ready to eat. Oscars love, love, love to eat. It's one of the best things about keeping Oscars is that they love to eat and that they're almost always hungry. Very fun fish to keep and very fun fish to raise. It is a very personable fish and they are outstanding. So now let's see some photos of some personal Oscars that I have personally kept. Yours truly, Aqua Alex Cardinale, has personally kept. Here is a tiger Oscar that I raised from 8 inches all the way into about 14 inches. Very beautiful tiger Oscar. Notice my tiger Oscar does not have a hole in the head like a lot of adult Oscars get. That's because I never fed him live. There is no reason to feed Oscars live unless you're feeding them guppies or small convicts or earthworms, in my opinion. Here is that tiger Oscar again in a much better photo. Very beautiful fish, very stunning looking. Oscars are very beautiful when they mature. Very, very cool. Here is a absolutely gorgeous albino Oscar that I raised. Very, very cool. And here is one of my 2 albino Oscars that I have currently. Very, very cool fish. Oscars are definitely outstanding. All right. So now we're going to get to some videos of some beautiful Oscar cichlids. So I've got 6 videos that I'm going to play tonight here on Life in the Amazon. I'm going to play the first 3, and then we will take an intermission, and then I'll play the remaining 3 after our intermission. So the first video is some wild-caught Oscars from tangledupincichlids.com. Enjoy, folks. Very beautiful bumblebee Oscars. Here is another wild-caught Oscar. Very beautiful bumblebee type Oscar. Very pretty Oscar as well. So in there looks to be some firemouth and some geophagus of some sort. But a beautiful Oscar cichlid. And here are some baby wild-caught Oscars. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick intermission being brought to us by our sponsors. Let's hear a word from Aquascapeonline and Oasis Aquatics, who both currently have Oscars in stock right now. Aquascapeonline has wild-caught Oscars, and Oasis Aquatics, NJ.com, has red chili Oscars and lemon Oscars. So if you're looking for an Oscar cichlid that you can't find in your area, check out Aquascapeonline and Oasis Aquatics. Also, during this intermission, you're going to learn about some special upcoming live streams coming up here on the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. We're back with more Oscar videos right after a quick word from our show sponsors. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're back with more right after this.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
And you're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
Aquascapeonline is proud to support Aqua Alex Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. Aquascapeonline is an online exotic freshwater fish shop owned by Pedro Villegas, who specializes in piranhas, stingrays, cichlids, catfish, and more. Aquascapeonline has been monster fish keepers' go-to place for exotic large growing predatory fish for over a decade. Looking for a specific type of piranha? Aquascape carries both Pygocentris and Cerasalmus. We also have Exodon tetras, wolffish, African tiger fish, and other toothy aquatic monsters. Check us out today. www.aquascapeonline.com.
Hey fish keepers, Aqua Alex Cardinale, owner and founder of Facebook Fish Keeping Group. Yep, we like fish keeping. My goal today is to invite you to join my Facebook group. Yep, we like fish keeping. We welcome fish keepers from all over the world. We welcome fish keepers of all ages. On Yep, we like fish keeping, you can post photos and videos of your tropical fish. You can ask tropical fish questions. You can share your Facebook fish groups on Mondays and Fridays. And you can also interact with other fish keepers. This group is just starting, so help us grow. Check out Yep, We Like Fish Keeping on Facebook or click the link in the episode description.
On the next Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale, live Friday, May 24th, 2024, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, it's an action-packed second episode. For the first time ever on Friday Live, Aqua Alex Cardinale will be getting new fish and will be doing an unboxing. Aqua Alex will be doing an Oasis Aquatics unboxing. He will be getting 5 new fish. 2 fish from South America, 2 fish from Africa, and 1 fish from Asia. What will they be? Our special guest will be the owner of Tangled Up in Cichlids, Kevin Cumberton. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the red devil cichlid. Learn about unique species of knifefish and catfish as Aqua Alex discusses them next week. Seachem Prime is our featured aquarium product. Plus, facts on doing water changes and buying new fish. All that and more, live this Friday, May 24th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
On the next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, it's time to kick off a whole new season. It's the Season 3 premiere of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, and it's live on Memorial Weekend, Saturday, May 25, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Some new segments debut on Saturday Live for Season 3. South Florida Local will feature a local business each and every Saturday night. Our first business we will feature is Kimura Hibachi Restaurant in Boynton Beach, Florida. What's the Haps with Alex Cardinale will feature current events and happenings in the world. Mailbag with Alex Cardinale, where Alex answers your questions and reacts to your comments. All three of these segments make their debut on the Season 3 premiere of Saturday Live this Saturday. There will be a special guest. Jeremy Stelhern will be here to chat with the one and only Alex Cardinale. Sergeant Slaughter will have facts on Six Flags New England and Burger Fi. Oasis Aquatics featured fish is the redhead Tapajos geophagus, plus an update on the new fish from Oasis Aquatics. Aquascapeonline featured fish is the elongatus piranha. Aqua Alex featured fish is the lemon jake peacock cichlid. The animal of the week will be the mighty lion. All that and more, including Karens of the week, funny videos, Yankees spotlight, and more. Season 3 premiere of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale live this Saturday, May 25, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
Welcome back to Life in the Amazon, episode 47. Tonight we are talking about Oscar cichlids. And before our intermission, I gave out some wonderful information on Astronotus Oscar cichlids, and we saw photos and videos of them. Now I'm going to play the remaining 3 videos of Oscar cichlids in just a second. But I want to remind anyone that is looking for information on keeping and caring for the Oscar cichlid in the home aquarium that I have done a couple of episodes on Oscar cichlids here on my YouTube channel. Just go to my playlist, Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex, and you will see the playlist or you will see the episode that I did on Oscar cichlids. Anyway, I've got 3 more videos of some beautiful Oscars that we're going to play right now. Here is a beautiful pair of wild-caught Oscars. Very beautiful Oscars. And here is our final video of some beautiful Oscar cichlids. All right, and that is everything to know about Oscar cichlids, which reside in South America and the Amazon River. I hope you enjoyed learning about Oscar cichlids. It was a great show, and as always, I always enjoy taking a trip to South America to discuss a popular fish species that calls South America home. Can you guys believe that tonight's episode is our 47th episode of Life in the Amazon? which means that we are just 3 episodes away from our 50th episode of Life in the Amazon. I am still currently trying to decide what to do for the 50th episode of Life in the Amazon, but it's going to be a very special episode of Life in the Amazon. It'll probably be a special guest interview, or we'll talk about a couple of different animals from the Amazon for our 50th episode of Life in the Amazon. But on the next episode of Life in the Amazon, I will know for sure what we're going to do on our 50th episode of Life in the Amazon. So on the next episode of Life in the Amazon, we are all done with cichlids because we've talked about basically every South American cichlid there is to talk about. Now we're going to be talking about catfish. So episode 48 of Life in the Amazon in a couple of weeks, we'll be talking about the Dorotid catfish. The Dorotid catfish is a huge family of catfish. That includes your Raphael cats. That includes your Niger cats. That includes your Hacer oreasis cats, Megalodorus irwini, and a plethora of other catfish. So on episode 48 of Life in the Amazon, learn about some spiny, thorny catfish from South America, such as the Niger ripsaw, the zebra ripsaw, the irwini cat, Raphael cats, and more, all of which are very popular in the aquarium hobby. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Life in the Amazon. I thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, please smash that like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more amazing fish content. Happy fish keeping. And if you haven't kept Oscars yet, go get one and raise it. They are absolutely fun to keep. Happy fish keeping and good night, everybody.
Thank you very much for watching this live stream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.